I'm just gonna leave this page over here. You know? I don't even know what to say anything. Just let this sit up there. It's not that we're starting with Juno charts. I just literally had it up and um I just like was cycling through, and last I checked I was like, oh shit, it's over $22. And then I checked again and it was 22.50. So somebody just took a very large position. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore, right? I don't even know what to say. Daster, how you doing? Yeah, 35% bonded. But the thing is 35% bonded. Look at the total float. Yeah, hardball being back. Oh my god, dude. There was a moment there where I was like, fuck. But look at this. Okay. Total amount bonded, 24.6. Circulating supply is only 40 million. It's unreal. Oh, my voice is quiet? Dude. How about now? Is that better? Is my voice quiet or is the music loud? Huh. I don't know. I'll try to speak into the microphone, but I don't recall doing anything differently. So, my bad. Yes, you bum. Dale, don't come in here talking shit. Volume is fine. Okay. All right. Thank you. I did turn up the gain a little bit. I don't actually know what that means, but I did. So there's that. So, yeah, let's talk about this for a second. And I don't know. Now that I'm in Juno, we can proceed with outlandish targets. Yes, Kaz. Kaz just messaged me. Wait, Juno's at 22.50? It is. Did I check the Willis? What you talking about, Willis? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. That's good. Well done. Well done. Is this right though? Can anybody confirm? This 25.6 out of 39. So does that literally mean that of the 40 million, who's got the math for me? 62% of the floating supply is staked. Is that right? Is that right? That's absurd. Unless that like bonded amount also includes any sort of like the rewards technically bonded. So I don't really know if that's true or not, because that would be coming out of like the current supply pot, not necessarily the circulating supply pot. So I don't know. Regardless, it's a fucking lot. I mean, it's a lot. APR going down. Yeah. I'm not really worried about 120% APR going to 115% APR. Kaz and I were talking this morning. I don't know if he's in here or not. I know he's busy, but he was like, so what, like, what's the plan on this? Well, the plan is fucking hold, man. Cause in not that long, people are going to start to realize what Juno is. You got DAO coming. You have Neta that obviously just launched. But more than that, like there's a halving at the end of the year, at the end of September. So a halving occurs at the end of September to October, where literally like the emissions will cut in half from 40% inflation to 20%, which, you know, I don't know if this is as linear as I'm about to explain it, but this would theoretically go from 115% down, right? So it's down to, I guess, what would that be? 55, 57% at that point. 57%. APR, which is still absurdly good for a very bullish project. But I mean, it's essentially a halving. And if they continue to roll out like DAO and Neta, and then you have the NFT marketplace and like Strange Clan and all that shit coming through, like what are you getting bearish about? Seriously. And like I made a joke in the Stack Labs that since Jack stood us up yesterday, one of those guys needs to come on, and none of them acknowledged me, which is fine. I was really just joking, but I want to get them on, like, no joke, to be like, what, when you guys sit around and you talk about the future of this project, what's the one thing that you sit around and go, fuck, this better not happen? And like, that's a weird question to ask, but I sincerely mean it. Like, what are their biggest fears? Because right now, I do not see a reason to be bearish. I can't even find a reason to be bearish. It's this fucking good for those of us who have been in since under $10. That it's like, why would you ever sell? We haven't even got to the point where interchain smart contracts are being used yet. They're still handing out a ton of money for developers to come build on Juno. You got DAO, you got Neta. I mean, like, it's just, I don't really see a fucking reason to be bearish on it. And quite frankly, like, that's probably not good. Like, I would that means that I'm not either viewing the whole picture, or we have literally found the next big thing in all of crypto, which I'm not gonna say is not the case, but even the next big thing in crypto has always had detractors, right? So I don't know, man. I do not know. We are live. What's up, Careless? Yeah, we're talking about Juno because it's just fucking printing money for everybody. We're having a good time. Everybody who has watched N7, what's up, buddy? Everybody who's watched this stream for the past, really, I mean, I've been talking about this shit for 3 months. 3 months ago, we started talking about this. What happened 3 months ago, guys? Whoop! We've been talking about this shit since November. My first tweet I looked earlier today on Juno was November 15th, okay? My first tweet. If you have been a part of the Stack Labs Telegram, if you have been a part of the Stack Labs stream, this stream, you have given zero fucks about this entire downtrend. Because my gains personally in Juno have more than made up for the downturn in the market. And like, you know, yeah, maybe you're kicking fate in the nuts right now, but it's just that good, and these things don't happen very often. So you just ride it while you can. Ride it while you can. I haven't given a shit about this downturn. I don't think many of you have either. And it's not that like I mean, I have a lot of Juno, but I wasn't like disproportionately overweight Juno. It just outperformed that much. It's outperformed that much. John says, I checked my entries. I bought it when you shielded it in Stack Labs at some point. My average is like $10, $11. And I thought I was a bit late. I was bullying into buying it, dude. I mean, look, I have no problem talking shit to people about crypto if I feel you're missing out on an opportunity, or if I feel you're making a mistake with an opportunity that I'm like not related to. Like, that's where you know, sometimes I'll make jokes, right? Like, yeah, this actually is financial advice, and it's not financial advice. Do your own research, go fuck yourself, you know, the usual things. But this was that good. So I don't say that very often. I've been doing this for a year, guys. Like, literally, I looked the other day. My first stream was about this time last year. I've been streaming for a year. Some of you have been around since the start. How many times have I showed this level of conviction? Can I redeem channel points for Juno? I have 10K, 1-to-1 ratio is fair, I think. I don't know about that, man. But seriously, the only time I ever remember being like, yo, you should probably look into this is Onyx, ONX. And that was because they were about to offer liquid staking, or they were about to offer like they were like a DeFi protocol for Anchor, which at that time had a ton of ETH staked on it. And the only way they could essentially take loans against their staked ETH was via Anchor, or was via Onyx. And it was just like the easiest fucking layup in the world. You're like, okay, well, if these people are only going to be able to make their staked ETH liquid through Onyx, and Onyx is currently 46 cents, this thing's going to go up. And it went from like 46 cents to $8 because like it's just a fucking easy, logical play. Right? That's like the one that sticks out where, and that wasn't even necessarily that I love the project and where it was going. It was just like, there's been no compelling reason to use Onyx. Now there is. That's probably a reason to get long, right? And that is not this situation. So yeah, pretty fucking nuts. I'm going to get back to, I can hear myself. Am I echoing to you guys? Or is that just in my own head? Flocking Bustle said, where do you actually have to vote for a chance to win more airdrops? Netta, for example. No echo there. All right, well, at least it's only me. So I'll go crazy by the time this thing's done. Let me see if my wallet's connected, and then I'll pull it on screen. I don't really want to. Yeah, it is connected. That's why you do it off screen before you pull it on. You essentially can just go through the staked screen. So like, that is at 15. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, Jaspo, shit's getting out of hand, bro. And like, it always moons whenever I stream. We're not that big of a channel, but like, it always does. Yeah, Netta, Adam, Stargaze, it's out of hand. What is Stargaze right now? Stargaze, yeah, 70. I'm surprised it hasn't taken part in this pump. It's pretty wild to me, but whatever. First, look at that, founder. Jaspo founder, 9-month subscriber. Very cool, man. I think you might be the oldest sub in here, man. What's the website called? You just literally go to Kepler.app. Oh, this website. I'll put it in the chat. Here you go. Sorry, I didn't see it. There you go. Yeah, bookmark that because you can drop down on the right here and look at all the other shit too, which is super nice. So I have this toggled, or I have this saved on my phone. I have it saved on all my computers where I can just pop in and out. Yeah, it's really nice. That was quick. BS was talking about Netta and acquiring more. And I'm like, yeah, I've been buying more. It's like, I can't get it for under $1,400. Sorry. We haven't really talked about macro for a while, and so I'd like to figure it's part of my shtick. It's not shocking where we stopped, the death slide, and this is why. Okay, and I would say like, where can you check Netta's price? Go to JunoSwap, Kellogg. If you go to JunoSwap. And again, I ordinarily would do this shit, but I don't really want to dox all my stuff. Let's see if I can do it without checking my shit. Yeah. Problem is, when I do this, it's going to kill my eyes. So you go to swap, drop down, Netta, UST. Put in one. There you go. I'll take it off. The Netta Discord has a price spot. There you go. I guess I should probably join that, but I'll take it off. I'm going to close my eyes while I do it. There you go. So essentially, you can just put it in and see what the price is, which is super nice. So back to this idea on Bitcoin. I feel like I've been neglecting this a little bit, but I haven't really cared, right? Like we talked about, we've been up only essentially since the top of the market. Now, when the initial breakdown happened, I guess to be 100% fair, be 100% honest, I'll try to pull out. There we go. When the initial breakdown happened on crypto, we did see this. Okay. So like we saw this breakdown, and like this is really where like the top of Bitcoin was. It was like all right through here when it was sub 10. And then we just kept kind of buying and acquiring down here. And then literally, you know, it was an easy time where you didn't have a ton of movement in price to acquire, which is what we were all doing. And then, I mean, look at this, dude. Fucking absurd. And so then it just keeps rolling up. So we haven't really given a shit, right? I know, dude, the volume's insane. It's still not even anywhere near where it should be. Okay. It's still hard to buy Juno. Like, if any of you guys shilled somebody into Juno that was not already on Cosmos. Oh, Shady, what's up, dude? I didn't see you in there. Usually I acknowledge. My bad, dog. Good to see you. Because I have shilled people into Juno that are not presently on Cosmos, and it's like, oh, fuck. You know, once it becomes easier, imagine what can happen. And like Gravity Bridge is starting to do that. And I think, honest to God, I think Cosmos is having a day today because of what happened yesterday with Wormhole. It's actually pretty poetic what happened yesterday with Wormhole, because that is, you know, a bridge that everybody thought, yeah, it makes Wormhole dead sound, that everybody thought was secure, and it was. And like the hack was rather elegant. They just bypassed the security or like the validator set, I guess, for minting tokens, and just like moved all that shit out, which is very, very impressive. That's why IBC makes a lot of sense. So like on a day after a crazy ass hack like that, look at all of crypto. Okay. And here's Adam. Yeah, boy, I don't know why they're having a good day. Well, I actually have a pretty good idea. Yeah, no, there's not much hype talk about Juno yet. There will be. So, all right, so let's talk about this. We have done a pretty good job of holding this level so far, okay? Right down here. And this is where I like the last time I talked about Bitcoin, it was this area being like, you know, this is where institutions buy. This is where retail buys. This is why retail hates crypto. This is why retail stays broke. And then, as we've talked about ad nauseum, but it's always worth revisiting, because I'm gonna talk about this, and some of you are gonna be like, "Oh fuck, that's me." But let's just diagram really quick how this stuff works. Okay, so retail buys here. Retail should sell here. But they don't, because it's painful. And so retail holds down to here, which is where institutions that bought here are going to buy again. And up here is where institutions were selling at the top of the range, whether that be because of like geopolitical issues, or they just thought, hey, you know, this is where it was before, makes sense. So institutions were selling here, retail is buying here. Retail should sell here, institutions were out here. Then it comes all the way back down to this institutional buy level. Retail is holding down here and going, fuck. Why didn't I sell? Oh my God, what's gonna happen? I don't even, what do I do? You know, I'm literally down 50% of my investment. Crypto is a scam. Like when I was getting contact from people about buying crypto, but that were not, you know, crypto people, it was all right here, right? So you buy and you're down 50%, which sucks. And you're holding because I'm a holder. It's painful to click sell on a position that you're underwater on. You're like, fuck, I had more money. It will just come back, right? It'll come back. And that's what everybody thinks. And they don't cut their losses like they should, which is a mistake, okay? So again, institutions bought down here, retail buys up here, institutions sell here, which cause this sort of shit. Retail should sell, and it doesn't. It holds all the way down. Now retail is taking their position again. Now, we really want this 28.8, 29K level to hold, or else it's going to get very dirty for all of us. I think it will hold. And I think we'll run back up. So what's going to happen? All right. Everybody stay with me now. We're going to get this. Okay. And here's what happens. Retail sells at break even. And they're thrilled about it. They're telling their friends about how they bought crypto and it went down, but they knew that it could come back up again. And so rather than selling the bottom, they held and they're fucking thrilled about it. And it gets all the way back up to their entry. And what do? They sell, okay? They go, oh my God, break even. I just held from November to May or to April or whatever it is, and I got out break even. I could have took a 50% loss. Now that I'm back to even, it feels really, really good, okay? Oh my God, I'm so good. And so what happens? Cycle repeats itself. This time, these shorts, people that shorted up here are gonna get crushed. So we're gonna see another move up. So the people that sold here at break even at like 55, 58, 60, 65 missed out on this entire move up to like 80, 85, maybe even higher. Like you say sell in May and go away. So maybe we get to 85. So what happens is institutions over here that we're selling are going to sell over here again. And then this guy who actually sold at break even after for holding all the way down through the trough buys again. Okay, yep, this is what happens. So retail buys again as the institutions are selling, and then we play this whole fucking game again, and the cycle repeats itself. This is how most people trade. If you think I'm wrong, well, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm 100% not wrong. This is how this shit works. This is the cycle of trading. This is why it's like you need to be confronted with brutal FOMO, which is absolute greed of being like, I had 2 Bitcoin. It went down, and at one point, 1 Bitcoin, or my 2 Bitcoin were worth like 1, essentially. What I initially put in, 50% down. And I came all the way back up, and I had to cut because I didn't want that shit to happen. Then it went up again, and I was like, oh my God, I was reading the articles on fucking Twitter about how right now Bitcoin's gonna go to $250,000, so I need to buy again. And so they buy the top and they get psyched out again. This is literally the cycle in all of trading. It's not just crypto. Crypto just happens to be the most volatile. And so you see these waves happen a lot faster. So yeah, a lot of you are probably thinking, fuck, this probably breaks down. We're going to 20K, and it might, okay? Like the reason why I have this chart up at all is because I wanted to show you where the next real layers of support are. And like, it doesn't really exist until you start getting back down to 20K. That sucks. And like, you look at this and go, shit, there's a ton of support right around 13K. Like I'm definitely a buyer there, but no, like we need this level to hold. And I think it will. You could have some crazy black swan shit that happens that it doesn't, but you know, you can't plan for black swans. So this is what's happening right now with Bitcoin, and I haven't really given a shit. I'll be honest with you, I own more Bitcoin right now at this exact moment than I have in the past 18 months. I own more Bitcoin now than I have in the last year and a half. Just because I feel like it's good value. I feel like the narrative's there. People like it. You have NFT season. NFT season is still happening, even though, you know, the crypto market's bad right now or whatever it is. And yeah, we're just getting some really weird shit going on in the standard market, which we'll talk about in a moment. But essentially, this is where institution buys. This is where retail's too afraid, and they end up FOMOing in. All right, they end up FOMOing in. The nice thing that I will say is like you're starting to see the 50 MA on the daily start to kind of like even out. And that's why I'm not really in a hurry to take a position. I own more Bitcoin now than I ever thought, but I bought it down here and I was like, you know, I feel good about that. It's like a $4,000 invalidation, and I'm too busy stacking Juno to give a shit about threading my entry. I just didn't care. Okay. But as we have talked about a lot, I'm gonna make this thicker so you guys can actually see what I mean here. Okay. See the slope of this 50 MA? You do not just rip right through that shit again. You just don't. That's not how this shit works. It never has, it never will on any instrument ever. Okay. Remember this right here? I can't even see the date. Okay. So this was in June. Everybody thought this was moon time. Like we were, holy shit, this thing's going to absolutely rip. Look at the slope of the 50. It's essentially straight down at that point. I want you to go look at charts right now, other than like illiquid shitcoins, stuff that's like that I could move personally, or all of us in here could literally move the entire thing 1,000%. How many times do you see the slope of a 50, which is the mean regression line, which is where price should revert to, have this sort of angle and price goes like this, just straight through it, even though the angle on the slope is straight down? How often do you see it just rip the other way? You don't. It does not happen. Go find it right now. If you can find one that's not some illiquid bullshit, send it to me. I'll put it up on screen and seppuku. And I don't really know. Okay, like it just doesn't really happen. So you look at where we are now. I thought that was this, that we were going to see like a little bit of rolling over it, and we didn't get it. Okay, we didn't get it. This almost lines up like pretty well. Change to a different color, because there's your cross. There's your cross, right? And yeah, people, oh my God, it's the death cross. Like, yeah, it's the death cross, but that's actually pretty good if it starts to get past there, because then the 200 is going to kind of flatten everything out. 200 will flatten everything out. See if there's any good examples. So I don't think that it is very likely that, like, even if we break out from here, okay, even if we get this breakout, these Dated Monkeys, what's up, buddy? That this isn't going to knock it back down again. Okay. I don't see it, right? Look what this did over here. Oh, my head's in the way. Look what this did. Straight down, took some leveling out. And look how flat the 50 was when it broke. These Dated Monkeys. It just doesn't happen, right? So I would expect more time. I expect more time for us to move sideways. So I don't really care, because quite frankly, when there is this level of angle, when there is this steep of a decline, all that's going to happen is you're going to see NFT season and alt season continue. Like, are you guys having a bad time right now? Yeah, if you're in bullshit alts, it's not a lot of fun, but like, that's not this group. And if it is this group, that's your own fault. We've literally been spitting fire since Thanksgiving. So Trader Sam asked a question: would retail not get to 60K and then call for moon and then we crash? Yes, but here's the thing. Now you have like kind of like that beaten dog syndrome, where it's like, I bought 60K once before up here and it was not fun because, you know, they took my hopes and dreams and I was like, I gotta buy more, and I DCA'd in at $70,000, 69, and then it went back. So in order to really fuck with retail at that point, you need to see this like something higher, where you're like, oh my God, the pundits are calling for something crazy because this area is all gone. Look, they're all short covering now. I'm gonna catch the moon. And like, that's what they think is gonna happen. So they FOMO in and they sell their homes and cars and they try to get in, and then, you know, we wreck their fucking lives. Not that that's what we want to do, but that's why it pays to buy the bottom of the range. Like, if you guys ever watch Kaz stream, Kaz and I have different styles, but we get to the same place, and like, he's just very much like range recapture, retest lows, take up, like just very logical trading. And that's why I like watching him. It's why I think he's a good dude. Like, this is just one big fucking range, guys. Okay, there's one. There's two. Kind of hard to see, I know. But that's it. It's a big fucking range. And part of me thinks that because it's pretty obvious, even to people who know what's going on, you could see something like that and allow this to come down further, the 50, to then flip it. But just like, in my opinion, nothing's really happened on Bitcoin lately that is remarkable. Nothing's happened on Bitcoin that's been remarkable. Good evening. How are you? So Yeah, look at my wallet with 80K ETH to pump tune. It was 93 750, just so you know. They tried to get 120,000 wormhole ETH. They got a 13 like 750 and an 80,000 out. You new here? Yeah, I saw it. First time chatter, man. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good, Jekka. You know, I stream about the Cosmos ecosystem, and I stream about all of crypto, not just Cosmos. That's what we're talking about lately. So anyway, I would not be afraid if you follow me sometimes and you actually set your alerts. If you set your like high time frame charts to text you, like I would put it on this level. Okay, so this $28,900 or $29,000 level, set a price alert. It's very easy. Okay, right click, add alert to horizontal array. Someone needs to buy or we are fucked. Okay, like that's the alert. So if that hits that level, it'll text me. By the way, kind of an R-rated stream. If you're new, sorry, I have a good time. So other than that, man, we just mess around. It doesn't really matter. We can mess around as long as we like. But until this 50 MA flattens out, I don't really care. I do not really care, truthfully. Am I into gala? Like dancing at galas? Gala games? No, I don't know what that is. So was that the deviation? I would love to talk about Pint. Is it time for me to talk about Pint, Dale? Because I swear to God, I feel like I've been thinking about talking about Pint, and I've been wanting to talk about Pint for fucking ever. All right, not time to talk about Pint yet. But you should go join the Telegram if you want to make money. That's all the alpha I'm going to give you. Go join the Pint Telegram if you want to make money. That is alpha. I need an alpha alert button or some shit. I don't really have one. What's the closest thing I have? There you go. Alpha alert. What chain is Pint on? Gotta go. I mean, just look at CoinGecko and put in Pint and follow the website. Yeah, go to their Telegram. Good people. I own a lot of Pint. I'm actually really excited about what they're doing too. Most of the stuff you can go find out. I'm just not going to spend time on it. Just there's something coming that's fun and makes me very bullish on Pint. So let's talk about Ethereum for a moment. I listened to Vitalik talk on Up Only, and you know, the guy is a weirdo. Like, there's no way around that, right? There's no way around the dude being a weirdo. Like, he just is. I just, like, the entire time he was talking, I was like, fucking Christ. Can somebody just get that dude a tissue, or can we take a time out so we can, like, take some Afrin so he can breathe? Like, it, you know, he's a weird guy. Fine. He's also very smart. He's also richer than I'll ever imagine, right? However, I'm coming back to Pint with this, by the way. Or I'm coming back to Juno with this, by the way, even though I'm talking about Vitalik. There was a point that if you go into the Up Only stream on YouTube, they have chapters, right? And you can go through and see what he talked about. And like Kobe asked, and I think Ledger did too, about like multi-chain versus one massive chain and blah, 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 blah. Okay. And essentially he says, I think the multi-chain is the way it's going to go, where like things work together seamlessly, but they're not all one big chain. That way, if something crazy were to go down, you could still like extricate out the issue. Okay. It's essentially what he said. And what he described and what ETH 2.0 is trying to do And what sharding will be, sharding, is what Cosmos presently is, okay? Is what Gaia or the Cosmos ecosystem is. And I'm going to continue referring to it as that until I hear something different from like the gods on high, because technically that's not accurate. It's the interchain system or whatever the fuck Zaki said yesterday. But essentially, they are already doing in Cosmos what Vitalik said he thinks the future looks like. I'm not fucking joking, okay? If you go watch that interview, if you go and listen to what he says, research what he means about what's the difference between a multi-chain and one enormous chain. What does that look like? What he describes is Cosmos. And so then you look at something like Juno and you go, well, fuck, man, he's describing what's already happening on Cosmos. And you go, well, why do you continually talk about Juno? Because Juno are interchain smart contracts, okay? Interchain smart contracts in that universe. I don't really need to show you guys on this again, but like when Vitalik makes the point for me, it's very hard for me to not be like, oh, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you not more bullish on this? Because interchain smart contracts is going, we are looking at each one of things as either a hub or a zone. They're app chains within the system, okay? These are not separate apps all within Ethereum, like you would think about and how everything works presently on Ethereum, which bogs down the chain, which fucks everything up. These are separate app chains that exist within one system where the bridging is trustless. And that's what IBC allows for, okay? And what Juno does is it's permissionless smart contracts between the multi-chain system. So Vitalik essentially describes a future where the world is multi-chain and you're not going to have one big chain. You're going to have a bunch of little chains that work together in a permissionless fashion. And I'm sitting there going like, fucking guy's literally talking about Cosmos. So, you know, it'll be interesting to watch ETH 2.0 start and the move from proof of work to proof of stake and how amazing that's going to be. But like, I'm 100% ready when that day comes and everyone's like, oh my God, this is amazing. Could you imagine? Why didn't somebody think about this before? I feel like I need to get a media blitz ready to be like, you guys are all idiots. This has been done. Okay. They're going to take what ETH 2.0 wants to do, and then Juno is Solana level speed operating in the multi-chain. So you're essentially taking the best of ETH 2.0 and the speed of Solana, and you're not fucking bullish on this? It's not even $1 billion market cap. It's not even $1 billion market cap. And what I'm describing to you is Cosmos is what Vitalik described as the future of crypto. The Cosmos ecosystem, the interchain. And Solana, which everybody talks about as being the fastest shit in the world, but it breaks constantly. Well, that's what Juno is. Juno is as fast as Solana, but operates permissionlessly within the system that Vitalik already described. Did I read Vitalik's Endgame article? No, I actually didn't. I didn't. I should. I didn't. It's very hard for me to like even listen to that guy talk. And like he writes so bizarrely too that I'm like, ugh, how much Adderall do I have left to get through this? Anyway, I am very bullish on Ethereum. I am very bullish on DeFi. I am very bullish on what is to come. Wait, he actually fucking said he wrote the future of Ethereum as Cosmos's multi-chain vision? Get the fuck out of here. Like word for word? I need Jasper, can you DM that to me? Like, can you find it and send it to me? I swear to God, I'll pull it up. Because that's fucked up. Like, if that's the case, if that's the case, I don't know what to tell you. And like, by the way, the other day, you guys may have seen this on Twitter. Some of you follow me, some of you probably don't. The other day, I posted this. I'll pull it up because it's fun. I said, getting into Juno right now is like buying Solana at $2.50. It's now $2.80 because it's gone up. I saw it. Thank you, Jasper. I'll pull it up in a moment here. And I, as a joke, I tagged Anatoly and I tagged SBF. Okay, so I tagged Anatoly, and I was like, look, let's be honest, I was fucking trolling the guy. Okay, like I was trolling him. Now, I don't really even follow Anatoly like I do because I should, but I don't really ever watch what he does. I didn't realize how nice of a dude Anatoly is, so now I kind of feel like a jerk. Whatever, okay, I fucked up. So I kind of like tagged him to troll him a little bit, but I didn't really say anything. All I said was getting into Juno now is like getting into Solana at $2.50. That's it. I wasn't like, and fuck you, Anatoly. Okay, and so then somebody replied to that post and said, how do I buy Juno? How do I get funds into Cosmos? And Anatoly replied and was like, yo, use Wormhole, which now, looking back, pretty funny, kind of ironic, but that was before the hack. And he was like, use Wormhole from Ethereum or, Solana, Terra, and get in Cosmos that way. So like, dude was like, yeah, if you want to get money, here's how you do it. Very, very nice. Made me a much bigger fan of Solana and Anatoly since he did do that. But then I was looking, I was like, man, who does this guy interact with? I didn't realize that Anatoly and Zaki are boys. Did you guys know that? Did anybody know that? Anatoly and Zaki are fucking friends. They're boys. I didn't know that. And you look at the names of people who are starting to support Cosmos and are like, yeah, I'm building on that and like whatever. The names are huge. The names are huge. So it's pretty fucking wild, to think about this and the people who like want to see this succeed. Okay. This is like not that long ago either. No single rollup succeeds at holding anywhere close to the majority of Ethereum activity. Instead, they all top out at a few hundred transactions per second. We get a multi-rollup feature for Ethereum, the Cosmos multi-chain vision. But on top of a base layer providing data availability and shared security, users frequently rely on cross-rollup bridging to jump between different rollups without paying the high fees in the main chain. What would that world look like? I mean, yeah, dude, essentially was like, yeah, that's all right. Now, what he's describing there, just based off the title, is, I mean, yeah, dude, it's not it's not impossible for that to happen, by the way. What he's describing there is what happens with the future of like ZK, Snark, and, the rollups, right? What the fuck? What's the other one? ZK. Help me out here. Is essentially that these roll-ups would then come back to like the data, the settlement layer of Ethereum because nothing comes close, which is fine. Optimism. Fuck. Thank you, Jasper. You're my guy. Producer Jasper. I didn't give you a fucking title. So anyway, that's what he's describing, which is fine. Imagine if they came together and were like, yeah, so we're going to leverage IBC and the multi-chain Cosmos vision for putting together Optimism and ZK rollups. And we'll connect in so it can all be one big system. Like, do you think purely, and I wonder, and I know that some people that are actually in charge of projects watch this stream. I'm just curious. Like, in your heart of hearts, are you like, fuck you, I don't want to connect with you to make your chain better? Because like really the like everybody's together, We're all trying to make it in crypto. Yeah, that's true. Until like somebody's vampire attacking your fucking liquidity, and then you're like, maybe not so much. But there's a saying in life that water always finds its level, right? Like it will eventually run to where it's intending to go. It's just how much are you going to assist in water finding its own level, right? And it would be better for everybody if there were a way to move between chains and liquidity. And quite frankly, that's what Layer Zero is. It's why I've been so bullish on Layer Zero. I don't know what the fuck's going on because like last I knew Layer Zero was supposed to launch in like December. And here we are in February and it still isn't out. So Layer Zero kind of does that, and it pulls liquidity together between centralized exchanges, decentralized exchanges, different chains, and like it's fucking crazy. So like Layer Zero is going to be a big deal. Layer Zero also probably kills Wormhole and every other bridge that's out there. In fact, now that I'm just really going, if you go back to the Solana conference in whenever the fuck that was, fall, summer, Brian Pellegrino, the CEO of Layer Zero, sat on a panel talking about bridges. I think the Wormhole guys were there. Dale, are you still listening? Were the Wormhole guys there? Because that'd be really funny if they were. And they were sitting on a panel where Brian's like, I don't know, man, that's like very hackable. You probably should look at a different alternative. And he talked about his own solution, and then it fucking happened. I don't work for Layer Zero, but if I were them right now, I'd go grab that clip and be like, yeah, we told him. We told him. That'd be very funny. I think they are too. I mean, how many bridges are there into Solana, right? It was essentially, that was the chat. That was what Brian was on, the panel he was on. Anyway, obviously Ethereum is the leader. Ethereum are what institutions know. It's where money currently goes. But now that we know that this article, which by the way, I'll share for those of you who want to read, and literally right here in the middle, I'm doing this even though it's literally like jabbing a dagger into my eye. We get a multi-rollup feature for Ethereum, the Cosmos multi-chain vision, but on top of a base layer providing data availability and shared security. I mean, they're essentially given props. Yeah, optimistic bridging protocols. See, this is why, like, I wonder about this. Why not lean in and be like, you know what, man, Cosmos has this shit right. I don't get it. I truly wonder why that shit happens. $22.50. I remember buying so much of this at $8. Ugh. They haven't even done anything yet. I mean, they have, but like the fun shit, like DAO and like what Neta's gonna be used for and Raw, like it hasn't even happened yet. This is where we are. Anyway, back to what I was originally trying to do. I think this is a big range. I think if you see a breakdown further, this is very, very strong, okay? For those of you taking notes at home, okay? This area is very strong. I would expect that to be defended very, very strongly. Okay, that's down to 1,500, but really more like 1,700 on Ethereum. And by the way, I have a lot of Ethereum too. I've just like sort of leaned in with Cosmos because it just makes a lot of sense. And until somebody tells me a reason why not, I'll do my dancing in the interchain, right? ETHBTC is actually worth discussing here for a moment. DJ, what's up, buddy? I have used SwiftChain, okay? I used SwiftChain and it was no problem for me. I did not move that much money though at the time, okay? So I sent a ton of money from Coinbase directly in, from Binance when I could in, and then I did like, I don't know, maybe 10 Ethereum via SwiftChain and didn't have an issue. I did get slipped though, like a few %, which sucks. So I do not know if that's gotten better. And I have not used Gravity Bridge because I'm very exposed to Cosmos. But like, I'll regurgitate your question. Has anybody used Gravity Bridge yet? Because I'd be curious to see that. And hear what your thoughts are. I'll just go do it and, you know, spend the money for the sake of research. I'd rather not, but, you know, I guess I can always throw more money in. So my target was here. We undershot the channel, came back up, and look what's knocked this thing down on the 3-day. It's the 50. 50 up here could still be a target, but like this is a very, very clear flip down on ETH BTC. Like very clear. Look at that thing. So if you're interested in Ethereum and ETH alts and those kind of things, you really, like, it's okay that this happened. I'm even okay with it coming back down, like even all the way to here. But the next move, if you're, again, thinking about putting some sort of alerts on your chart, it's taking that high out. And hopefully getting to the top of the channel and challenging the 50-day. Remember, last time we looked at this, like really looked at this, I was like, this is not good. We got back up into this area and it flipped down. And sure enough, I mean, that was a huge move down. Lost 17% versus Bitcoin. Not good. So if that does not turn around, I still think it's very possible you see this 0.062, maybe even down to 0.055 on Ethereum, and that's not fun. That is not fun. In fact, yeah, that's not good. Timing wouldn't even line up with, like, I don't know. Usually it kind of lines up with where I think the next cycle top's going to be, or the next mini pump's going to be, and this isn't. So I'd really rather us not give this area up. I'd rather this come down, hold, and then try to like challenge again before falling off in May. Because again, Jared's little snippets. Sell in May and go away is real, okay? Sell in May and go away is real. It happened last year. It's happened the year before. It's happened almost every year, okay? And the reason why that happens is the major market players in New York, around the world for financial markets, take the fucking summer off. They do, okay? And it impacts Bitcoin as well. Sell in May and go away, then they come back after the end of the year. Like that's where NFT season happened last time, guys. Here you go. Had this huge run. Got to May, middle of May, boom. And then this whole area was NFT season last time. But even like thinking long-term for Ethereum, I don't really care. As long as we hold this through whatever downtrend, bear market bullshit we have going on, I don't really care. And as we've said, whenever you get a range overshoot that fails, you usually test the other side. So, I don't know. I don't know. Let's talk about this for a moment. So that's pretty bad. That there's this level of sell-off today, but I do like this. This turnaround was pretty great. So I wonder, can it hold the 200-day and the bottom of the channel? Because if so, and we can take out the 50, I mean, I'll see you on the moon. NASDAQ looks way worse. Way worse. But probably the most bullish thing in crypto right now, the most bullish thing that you could or should watch, this right here. Got up into our resistance level. We streamed during that, and I was like, you know, you'd expect to see that turn around. Look at that shit, dude. Gets into resistance. The resistance that we've had drawn for months. For months. touches in there, and what happened to the dollar? Shits itself. I love it. Okay. I love it. How far can it go down? Because we can offset NASDAQ and S&P 500 losses if the dollar's taking a shit. There is enough correlation with the dollar for Bitcoin that can outlast some pretty bad moves in these markets. Okay. Quick check on Juno. Fucking beautiful. Hasn't even done anything fun yet. And this is where we sit. Look at this thing. It's disgusting. I feel unclean. 2281. What? Oh my God. We're getting to the point where like my daily yield in Juno is what my old paycheck used to be. And that, my friends, is why crypto is worth it. Unreal. So yeah, you would expect to see the dollar. If it doesn't hold here, I would expect to challenge these lows. And I think you guys may have heard that the jobs report today sucked. Like it was bad. Let's see if I can pull it up. My yield in Juno and Osmo is more than my monthly salary. Yep. Not bad, huh, Jaspo? Not bad at all. So yeah, the jobs report sucked. And you go, well, wouldn't that be bearish? For those of you at home, why is that not necessarily bearish? I've said it, but I need a break to drink something. So why is a jobs report being bad not necessarily bearish, at least for us? Anybody? Yes. Dale coming in clutch. By the way, guys, I've been meaning to tease this and I've kind of forgotten. If you guys are okay with sticking around, telling some friends or whoever to come on, I want to do a little bit of a query. I want to ask you guys about a new show idea. And I want to get some input from you guys. It would be a much more highly produced show. I want to give you my basic idea for it. And I want your honest opinion. If you're like, I wouldn't tune in for that, then you fucking tell me I wouldn't tune in for that. Fine. If you like the idea, tell me why. If you want some tweaks, we'll get to that here in a minute. I want to continue this conversation that I'm bringing up, but it's something that I pitched a little bit in the Telegram yesterday. I think it'd be fun as hell. And honestly, I'm very, very interested in doing it, but only if people would be interested in watching it, right? So stay tuned on that. But Dale and Fraser both said it right. The Fed can't react as harshly. Powell backs down. If you remember, during the last press conference, people were bullish based off the notes of the Fed and bearish based off of what JP said, right? Not me, Jerome Powell. Well, because what he said was, the economy is showing unprecedented strength here in these times of trial. People are getting back to work. Things are looking good. You know, the blah, blah, blah. You know, like, I mean, just fucking talking about the economy being stronger than they anticipated. The economy being stronger than anticipated was justification for like, yeah, we're going to go with 4 rate hikes. We're going to go with 4 rate hikes this year. Maybe even 5. We don't know. But if you read the transcript or you go back and watch again, what he did say was, we reserve the right to change our mind and use all tools at our disposal to carry out our mandate. And the mandate was optimal employment and controlling inflation. Optimal employment and controlling inflation. You got a shit job number. What does that mean? I don't know how many of you run businesses. I don't know how many of you have been VPs of divisions or have, been in senior management or been a part of executive management, but the ability to take out loans does affect your ability to hire people. And you go, that's bullshit. You either have cash or you don't. Not really. the ability to take out loans for low money or almost no money makes it easier to leverage your assets into growing your business. If it's harder and costs more money to take out loans, you don't make as much money. And so you go, all right, maybe we just get tighter versus spending more. Okay, that is the idea. And that's true. It's 100% true. The effect of raising rates is banks, try to give out loans and businesses are like, fuck you, I don't want to pay those. Okay, so they don't take out loans, which means that businesses stop growing. And that's okay if there's like a ton of unemployment and you're like, let's just slow things down and try to get people back in a controlled fashion, not just like get everybody employed now and get them laid off later. Like, that's okay. It's all part of a process. As much as we'd like to believe this is like day over day or week over week, it's not. So yeah, the jobs report being shitty makes Jerome Powell sit back and go like, all right, last thing I said was the economy was incredibly strong, and now we just got a report that said something to the otherwise. Something to the contrary. So I'm interested to see what he says. When's the next one? Does anybody have the economic calendar up? 16th. Rate hikes are a bluff. I wish to. All right. So essentially you have FOMC minutes on Wednesday, February 16th. So you got 13 days of speculation. Where do you think we are 13 days from now? By the way, I noticed we got like 55, 58 people between YouTube and Twitch right now. Appreciate you guys being in here. I know we got a ton more on Twitter. I never know how many because Twitter is a bunch of fucking assholes and they stopped their API from working with Restream. But, it's been pretty good. I'm going to pitch a new show here in a moment. I would love for you all to hang out and give me your input. I have a lot of people. I'm going to do it in 2 seconds here. I'm going to tell you the idea. So please don't leave. And please be willing to type too, right? Like I want you guys to give me feedback or join the Stack Labs Telegram and tell me it sucks in there too. I don't really know, but I think it's a really good idea. I actually pitched the idea to the guys at Stacked and they were like, that's a really good fucking idea. So, we'll see what you guys say. And by the way, thank you to the people that said, yeah, I want to get involved with that. And I already joined a little planning room that I put together to talk about this thing. So anyway, we're going to talk about it here in a moment. But what are your thoughts? We got 13 days between now and the FOMC minutes. So knowing that we had, and like between now and then, we got the unemployment rate tomorrow. We got year-over-year inflation on the 10th, which, by the way, you guys should bookmark this, okay? Bookmark that. You should look at it once a week at least to see what's going on. So you're not blindsided by, fuck, numbers. Okay? It literally has everything you need to know for economic events around the world, not just the USA. I generally just look at the USA, but, whatever you want. So what do you think? You think we chop? Think we chop until the minutes? Probably. All right. While I've got y'all here, I'm going to pull up the Juno stats because it's fun to watch as we talk about this. But I've had this idea for a while. And it would probably end this show if we ended up doing it. I mean, it would be over time where I'd do both, but this would be a huge commitment. So while we're talking about this, we can just watch Juno crest the $900 million market cap level. The idea is to essentially have a show where people It would essentially be news and interviews, not very different than what I do now. Try to pull on interesting people, talk about current events, talk about macro trends. Fine. Very simple. But the main point that I think people found interesting when I was pitching it before was there's a way. Yeah, of course, Hans. I'm glad you like it. There's a way that you can take calls through Discord. Okay. So this is where it requires a little bit of help. And I was asking people, would you be willing to help out? Because I would love to provide a forum for people to come in, go through Discord, have people in there to go like a producer, say, I want to get on the show and I want to pitch my idea that's either in development or I want to pitch a project that's already launched and I feel is undervalued. And we actually have like cash prizes or let the audience vote and go, man, that's pretty interesting. And allow for rebuttals or other people to come in and say that would work or that wouldn't, and here's why. And kind of create an environment for people to pitch undervalued projects and essentially, give out a cash prize for people with the best pitch, give out a cash prize for people with the most entertaining type of call, and then also add like a humorous element to it as well, right? Like if you want to come in and talk shit about Wonderland and Sifu and how that whole thing was a joke and give like a super hot take on it, I'm here for it. I think there's a ton of passion in crypto. You can see mine here. But essentially, I would love to provide a forum for people to participate more. I'm going to call in for 2 minutes. You can get through a screen Discord. Come on, we can chat about a researcher project. So I am a big, I'm 36 years old. I've been around for a while. I grew up listening to Jim Rome. A lot of you have no idea who Jim Rome is, okay? And that's fine. I'm older than most of you, and people really don't listen to radio anymore. But if you've ever listened to that show before or watched on CBS Sports Network, the calling quality on there, like the people who call in are unbelievably smart. They're unbelievably talented, and they get their points across in a humorous way really, really well. And it's almost like intimidating to call. You call in, and if you're like, XRP's fun, and I 88 to the moon, and like, you get hung up on, right? Essentially, no, like you got to come correct. You got to come with a great call, and it provides like I really want this person to do well, or I really don't want this person to do well. And then you let people react to it. So a couple times a week, a way for people to interact. So I've been talking here now for 3, 4, 5 minutes. Does that seem interesting to you? Like, would you watch that show? Would you watch or listen to that podcast? Very curious. I get people DMing me saying that they like it. Yeah, he's still on CBS Sports Network right now. He was on ESPN, Rome is Burning. Hound says yes. Thanks, Hounds. Trying to age you down a little. Yes, okay. I would love the idea of like, look, I've never gotten paid for doing this. Stacked has never given me a dime. Okay, I just like doing it, and they lend credibility to what I do. Good Taco. Yes, you need to come correct. That's the thing. The thing about Rome is like his thing is you need to have a take and not suck. Okay, like you need to have an opinion on something, and you need to not suck. So it's not just having an opinion. We all have an opinion, but you need to be able to deliver it well. And that's the tough part. That's why you have a producer and a room of people that you have to go in and kind of like sell the producer to get on air. Because having someone come on and be like, oh, fucking Shiba Inu to the moon. Oh, like that's not fun. But like if you can go through and actually talk about it or talk about other chains or whatever, it adds a lot of spice. I need to get some example calls to see what it looks like. But yeah, but keep the macro part before, even if it was a guest. Yeah, no, I'm always going to do the macro a bit. I would probably just tighten it up. Exactly, Adastria. I would never stop the video. Like I think part of this, whether it's good or not, is like seeing my reaction to shit. I've animated facial features. And like, I would love to hear people who are like, yo, I'm launching in Cosmos. This is what I'm doing. Is this interesting? And fuck yeah, like we would all learn so much. It would be like the launch pad for us to research new projects. I think it'd be very, very interesting. And if we're giving out money to the best call of the day, I think that gets people interested. And exposure, right? I don't know. I noticed Dale has gone quiet. Yes, Jaspo, I absolutely would. I absolutely would. I wouldn't stop doing these shows. Yeah, it is kind of like Shark Tank meets Jim Rome. That's 100% right. It's like Shark Tank for crypto meets Jim Rome. I'll be honest with you, man. When people come and pitch me shit, like I'm not always like, fuck you. You have some bullshit token. You're heavily invested. I'm never going to buy it. When people show me stuff, I will buy it. Crypto Shank. Crypto Shank Crypto. It sounds like something getting stabbed though. I like that. Dale says agree with keep this format, but have guests at end. Yeah, okay. So kind of like stick with the general market update, news, conversation. By the way, I would tighten this up a lot too. I usually just get in here and I'm like, I'll fucking talk about what I want to talk about. I do prepare a little bit, but not a ton. So I would tighten it up and actually have like segment countdowns, call in now, make it very, very clear on like what you need to do and what's coming up next. So, you know, maybe 90 minutes twice a week, 90 minutes 3 times a week. And you could qualify outside of show times too, if you wanted to, which would be interesting. So anyway, I think it'd be fun. The nice thing also about Jim Rome is every year they have this event called the Smack Off. Okay. Yeah, dude. 115% Hound. 115%. Every year they have this show called the Smack Off, where it's literally 3 hours of people calling in, essentially trying to dunk on their competitors, and the winner gets a massive prize every year. It is literally the most entertaining shit in the world. I also, by the way, used to call in the Jim Rome show when I was like 17. So I actually got on the air and did very, very well. I was well known. If you know what I went by back then, you could actually go find my calls, but I will never, ever give that shit out. So good luck. So if you win the Smack Off, like JT the Brick hosted a nationally syndicated radio show out of LA. He won the first Smack Off in 1995. And he literally hosted a nationally syndicated radio show out of LA for 10 years. Which is crazy. And so these people are very, very talented. And I just know that when I think about like the crypto demographic, the weird thing about our demographic is most people are pretty smart, are like pretty well educated, whether it's college or not, and usually like middle class. And that's kind of fucked up to be like, oh, well, middle class is better. But like you get a higher aptitude, a higher level intellect. And it could be really, really fun. So yeah. Crypto Shank, we do need a better name. We do need a name. So anyway, I'm going to pursue it. I figure we can do a couple of test runs, see what people think. I would love your input. If you didn't want to trash me on stream and you have strong feelings on it, let me know. I did launch a Discord server. It will be the official Stacked Labs Discord server. But right now, the only people I have invites in there are people who are interested in this idea and want to help. Okay. If you want to help, I'm not even saying technically, just like I have ideas that can make this better. In fact, one of the recurring skits we were talking about with Curb was you could have like recurring people call in a la like Bob and Tom, or like Jerome Powell calls in and like, oh, I got to print them, like just doing impressions, Sifu being like, I'm watching another exchange. Is there anybody who wants to co-found it with me so I can kill you? Like all sorts of shit that you could do and make it like recurring bits, which would be pretty fun. So hard edge, entertaining, informative, hopefully grabs people's interest. That's right. Yeah, Sifu. Just like a fucking somebody who wants to volunteer to be Sifu and call in like whenever the fuck you want and just talk as if you're Sifu. I'm interested because that dude's a scumbag. It's a fucking scumbag. And just talk shit. So, just a thought. Won't it? Do I think he had anything to do with the wormhole hack? No, I don't. I will be Sifu. Yes, Dale. Seriously, I would love for you to be Sifu. Dale, please, I will sign your ass up to be Sifu into perpetuity. I'll help you write scripts, whatever you want to do. I would love for you to be Sifu. I want to be Kobe on the show and just call him with a beer in hand and ask him random meme questions. Does he even drink? Someone be Danny and defend Sifu. Seriously, like these are the kind of memes that would be hilarious, and people are so creative. I would love to see that. Like Dale calls in as Sifu and is like, yeah, yes, I did rip off hundreds of millions of dollars when I was with Quadriga. I did have something to do with Jerry's disappearance. And I also got convicted of XYZ before I was even a part of Quadriga. But no, that was all behind me now. And Danny coming in and being like his hype guy be fucking hilarious. The viral ability would be amazing. I'm also down to do a recurring skit of the daily ADA update. 100% down. See, that's what I mean. Like, you guys are already coming with great ideas. I would love to hear what else you got. This will be like a community produced show where if you have an idea, let's run with it. I have a lot of time. Okay. This is what I do for a living. And I'm happy to pursue it. Not this, like I trade crypto. I just have a lot of fun talking with you guys. And I think that it could become very viral. Think about the shit that we could mock up. The radar. The radar. I'm 100% using that. We're going to have a recurring skit called The Radar. What's new? Nothing. It's just the ADA logo with the R and R. Well, let's look at the radar. What's going on with ADA lately? All right, nothing. Back to you. Oh, it'd be so good, man. There's so many fucking like that. The thing that is very interesting about crypto to me is that there's so many niches for my Canadian friends. There are so many of them that are hysterically funny. Okay, like the background that people have and like the personalities on Twitter who get into shit constantly and are like bitching at each other. Like that shit is hilarious. Like think about the shit that you could do with the Wolf of All Streets and Gainsey, okay? Like those dudes going back and forth on Twitter, some of the funniest shit I've ever seen. Or with BitBoy and everybody who's legit versus not. Like you could do some funny ass shit just making fun of BitBoy. And I would love to just have a recurring taking your shots at BitBoy because BitBoy is good for awareness about what crypto is because people watch about it, but he is literally the worst fucking thing that you could possibly get. Yeah, BitBoy versus me, or like BitBoy versus Pomp. Like the one time Pomp called him out and he was like, Pomp, I didn't do anything different than you did. Come on, Pomp. Ha. Like those videos are fucking hilarious. It's so funny. Dude, that video was amazing. So like, yeah, just like kind of parody entertainment with news and interviews, right? And then also have like a Shark Tank aspect to it. I think it'd be really, really fun. Anyway, that's just me. I believe in third, or fourth chances. Yeah, ADA. Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, if you have interest in that, hit me up in the Telegram. I'll invite you to the Discord, where that's all it is right now. We're literally just talking about ways that we could do this and some different skits and people who want to participate. And I would love to have you guys in and put something on as a community, right? Like, is there any pay for it right now? Nope. There isn't, because we're just doing this shit. Like, I'll pay for whatever it is I got to pay for to get this stuff done, to make it, to produce it. And maybe one day we're able to get sponsors. I'll even put the money out myself to give to people who have the best calls. I have no problem giving out that kind of money. If people are interested in the format, I'd be happy to do it. And it's a tax write-off. So, you know, good things. Good things. All right. Anything you guys want me to look at? I pulled up Solana because I thought it was worth looking at. Solana had this very, very weird like pump off the bottom. Kind of out of nowhere, got to 81 bucks, got back up to 113, 115. And then, you know, the wormhole hack happened and it went back down to 98. And then Light said they were going to back it up and it went back up again. Very, very weird. I do not like what I'm seeing out of Solana. There's a ton of reasons why it's not looking good. And what I see on Solana right now is if it gets to $125, you should short or sell. If it gets to $125, you should either short, or if you're still holding, you should sell. And I don't really see anything to the contrary. Hounds, you're exactly right. Hounds is dead on. Those dudes paid 22 cents per Solana. 25 cents. It's all public knowledge. You can go look at it. So while you're like, man, it was a lot nicer when Solana was $260. Dude, DJ, that'd be really good. That'd be really good. For the record, Sue looks great. That dude is yoked now. Like, I don't know what he's been doing, but like, get me on that fucking plan because that is insane how good he looks. And like, you know, I'm not gay, but like, dude looks really good. Now there's anything wrong with being gay. All right, just putting that out there. Dude, he is yoked, man. He's jacked now. Dude's got like an 8-pack. He fucking ran right past the 6-pack. Right past the 6-pack. So very, very good stuff. This is concerning for me on Luna because of the implications with UST. However, I will say, we're into support, okay? Like, this was your blow off top. Everybody knew it was the blow off top on Luna when it happened. And we're coming back down to earth. This is getting closer to that reset mechanism. It's been down only for essentially, I mean, Christ, that was Christmas. Matic looks bad. I know. John, you're right. We really do. In fact, I would love to ask that question to somebody who knows. Badly. Badly. You know, the more I read about it, though, I don't really think there's systemic risk, Jaspo. I really don't. But it would make me feel a lot better if there were an alternative. Let's just put it that way. Look at how hard that FTT pump got faded the other day. I mean, this remains to be hysterical. Do you guys remember when we talked about this in the summer? Dan the man, what's up, dude? There might be, Hounds. I don't know. I honestly do not transact on Secret a lot. It was kind of a pain in the ass. So I hold a lot of Secret, but I do not actually transact on Secret. If someone can tell me what I'm doing wrong, I'll do more. I think secret networks or privacy networks are going to be big, very big. So, if you remember from the summer, we talked about this move off the bottom. I have not. I'll pull up Adam F and Adam BTC here in a moment. Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, Hounds, it doesn't even feel good either, man. You're like, ugh. All right, I got one secret for 1,000 stakes. Thanks. This was the clearest move ever, where this was parachain auctions. Go look it up. 100% right. It's the only time I ever actually heard VCs, like Sue talked about the parachain options. It was around right here. Around right here. And it was just this run up to parachain auctions and then just a death ever since. Meanwhile, right? Oh my God. Yeah, so Dan, this must be what Dan was talking about with Adam F. It essentially, that looks like it's the fib, which, you know, I don't love fibs, but it is what it is. Yep, it is right in the happy zone between 50 and 61.8 and also sitting on the 50-day. So that is very impressive. That is indicative of a move higher. If it holds. And like you're seeing a bit of strength comes in. So yeah, that looks pretty damn solid. Pretty damn solid. So yeah, right after I drew my cup with handle, this fucker broke down. So that always feels good when you just look like a clown immediately after you tweet something. So that will be me. But you're starting to see the same thing here. A little bit of relative strength. It does feel that way, doesn't it? But I will say this, and the reason why I even brought this up before is if you actually see a breakout from this 00106 area higher, oof, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. When it takes a long time for a breakout to happen, it usually means the breakout's going to be that much more violent, which is great. What you do like to see here is this. Okay. So like it is plausible to think that this is the start of a breakout that eventually does something super crazy where it starts to steepen on that breakout. You're starting to see the angles move up. You're starting to see a little bit of width between the 50 and the 200 day. So there's a lot to say about this thing potentially going parabolic. Like where's the supply coming from? I think it is. Truly. Now, whether or not, see, Hans, this is where it's catch-22, because I don't know if it's going to be the season because Bitcoin is dying while Atom has relative strength. $1,700. Fuck. I do not have nearly enough for that to be happening. Okay. I have about 20 Neta now. 20. And I want more. What's Neta about? I need like a whole nother stream to talk about it, man. Like truly. You can read the black paper. Neta.money. Right here. Its sole purpose is to function as a scarce, decentralized store of value asset for the Juno ecosystem and interchain cosmos at large. So it's essentially Bitcoin on Juno, okay? So it is Bitcoin on Juno. Yep, there you go. Store of value, Bitcoin on Juno. Their iteration of it. John said it at the same time that I was. By the way, my heart breaks for those of you that were in chat that had like 19 or 20 or 23 Juno staked and didn't get this, because I mean, it's fucking, right now it's a $2,000 airdrop. I'm sorry, John. It's terrible. Like truly, it sucks. My heart breaks for you. I did not realize that was the case, and by the time I did see this, we were way past the snapshot period. But as we've talked about before, going into Kepler.app, staking a little bit of something to every token makes a lot of sense. And that's what I do. Okay, that's what I do. I have a little bit staked everywhere. I have a lot staked a few places, and I vote on everything that comes up. 20K airdrop if you just voted. Dude, same thing. I don't want to talk about that either, because I should have gotten 12, 11. I got 1.2 and I bought the rest. Okay. But like, this is why, if you ever, I need to find it, but somebody posted a thread on Twitter about like, this is what you should do to maximize your probability of airdrops. And it was a really, really good thread. It was like, try everything once, make multiple trades, do a little bit of LP, pull in, pull out, whatever there is to do. If there's an NFT, buy it. Like, try all sorts of shit. And like the money you'll make just purely on airdrops will far exceed whatever you had to spend to even just wash trade shit. You can trade, whatever, FTM for dollars, back to FTM, back to with ETH and out. And now you're eligible for, phantom airdrops, right? Like, yeah, dude, that is funny. I know. I mean, look, it sucks about Neta, and it's happened to me a bunch, right? Like, I used DYDX. Okay. I used DYDX, but before they had the slot for taking a snapshot on DYDX. Okay. I used it. That was like a $60,000 airdrop. And I was ahead of the window, not behind it. $60,000. So, yeah. Brutal. The most bullish thing about Netta, to be completely honest with you, is this. Yes. Okay, so this window opened on the 1st. It's now the 3rd. There's only, what is it? Well, this number right here. 32,000, 30, whatever that is. Somebody do some math for me. 29,660 plus 32. All right, so there's like 33,000. Roughly. Yeah. All right, Kimmel's there. 32,950. And 29,660 if it's been claimed. It's only been open for like 2.5 days. Yep, this is good. If you like free money, you should do this. I don't really know Cryptocito. I know that like he's boys with all the people that I would like to have interviews with, so I'm jealous of him. But that said, this is a very, very good thing to look at. Set up your wallet, stake Atom natively on chain, provide liquidity, you know, like stake this, stake that, avoid 0% commission validators, avoid SEX validators, CEX validators, don't be in the top 10. You know, like there's a ton of ways for you to get airdrops. So like you should be doing this. Oh, hey, we did it. We said we were going to do it until we hit 900 million. All right, well, I guess I'm leaving now. So yeah. Raw. Yeah, so I have, yeah, we hit it. Having lunch while listening to the stream. We are above 900 million. 901, my friend. Camel. Very, very good. Camel, while you're here, these two metrics, you're like, I'm trying to eat, bro. I don't want to fucking answer your questions. Total amount of bond Juno and circulating supply. Does that mean that like this is 24 of a possible 40 million, or would bonded include any sort of like rewards? Like essentially, are the 24.6 million of the 40 million like what's out there? Like let's say there was 40 million that were launched and put out into existence. 24.6 million of it has been bought and bonded. Am I understanding that correctly? Because that's insane. That's 60-some% of total float. I wasn't sure if that included like it's bonded because it's in the staking contract, or if that would be just in the total current supply, because that's an absurdly high bonded ratio versus the float. Bandy, what's up? How you doing, man? You don't have to say it right now either. We can talk about it later. But like that's very impressive to me. If there's only 15 million out of a possible 40 million that is in float because people feel that strongly about it. Pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Holy shit. Do I have a Discord or a Telegram? I do. Hope you're here. Yeah, this bookmark that. You'll want that. I think it's like as close to being live stats as anything else. You got it. This is not what we want, just for the record, to literally have a sell down close on the lows day for the NQ. Same thing for the S&P. Same thing for the Russell. Same thing for the Dow Jones. Yeah. End of year Juno price, bro. So like, it's hard for me to like, this is where I get in trouble. Okay. Because I really don't want to like peddle some bullshit. Okay. I really don't. But you have to think about it like this. Mainstream doesn't even get it yet. Dow's coming out. Net is there. Interchain smart contracts are still being developed, but they're going to happen. The people that know so far believe in it, and they're not selling. Like you can see on the chart, they're not selling. So there's not a ton of sell pressure to begin with. If you go to the end of the year, inflation is going to cut in half, or APY is going to cut in half in September. September 30th to October 1st, the inflation rate will drop from 40% to 20%, which means this APY will go to like 57% instead of 115, roughly. I mean, that's approximate. It will not be quite that linear, but you follow what I'm saying, right? It is hard for me to not think that this is a pretty fair target. And by the way, it's essentially a halving in September. September 30th would be a halving. All right, Cam will answer my questions between bites of a sandwich or whatever he's doing. Kind of, yes. Total amount bonded is the amount of staked Juno out of the current supply, and circulating is the amount of liquid Juno. So it's safe to say that Juno is very well bonded right now. Okay, all right. That's fair. So yeah, that total bonded ratio is out of the hole, but obviously there's a decent amount that's pulled off in LPs and other places. So it's still extremely impressive. So anyway, you think about at the end of September as like a halving event. You know, what typically happens when a token halves? Well, there's less supply. So if people want to get interested, then, you know, they're gonna have to buy a lot more, and you won't be able to get as large of a position by just buying and staking. You have to actually purchase at a market price. What determines APY day to day? I don't remember the exact mechanism, but essentially there's a set amount of pool rewards that are given out per people staked. So my understanding is as more people bond or stake to a validator, the APY does go down. That's why you've seen like Kaz and a few other people make jokes about, do I want to shill Juno? Or do I just want to keep to myself so I can acquire as much as I can at the highest APR? The way that I see it is I'd rather get people involved and have them learn about the project. And if you're compounding your yield anyway, your APY is more like, I forget what he said. It was like 240, maybe 200 and some percent annually, which is absurd. Absurd indeed. Am I still in fold? I cut some of my fold. I still have some left. Just when the market took shit. Difference between APR and APY. Well, the way that I'm going to explain it is not the appropriate way to explain it, but essentially, if you never compounded your gains for a year, you'd have 115% at present rates of yield, right? But that's not taking into account compounding those yields, which would, you know, compound interest, right? If you have $100 and you make 1% over a month, let's say, now you have 101. Well, 1% of 101 is more than 1% of 100. And so you get that additional yield over the course of the year. So like, that's how I would think about it. It's probably a better way to explain it. $15 minutes to close. There's APY calculators too. Yep. inflation increased supply in terms of rewards being added to supply. So the more stake Juno, the less reward, but the decrease is not that significant. What plays a major role in APR is the inflation rate. Right. So this will like slowly trickle down as long as people are still staking or compounding their yields. And then September 30th, this will go from 40% to 20%. And remember, if you look at the inflation rate for the 12 years this thing is coming out, and the total supply is 186 million. At the end of year one, 50% of supply will be out. So that means 186 million is the total supply. At the end of year one, it'll be about half of that. So 93 million. Which also means that the inflation rate drops to 20% in year two, and then it drops to 10% year three, and then every year it decreases by a percentage, roughly, until the entire supply is out after 12 years. So you're going to see a lot of supply on the market, but nothing's really being built yet. So you go like, well, there's a lot of us here. You're getting a hell of a lot. Doesn't that mean people are going to be selling? Not really. Like imagine when DAO is fully launched. Imagine when interchain smart contracts are launched and people are able to see what happens. Do you think people are going to want to own Juno? Yes. Okay. That's why it's fun. That's why this is a great time to be in. All right. I keep hoping that I'll come back to this and it will look less like shit, but it is not. Ethereum, some relative strength. I mean, this was very impressive. Yeah, you know what? I have to stop myself from clicking claim multiple times a day. I try to do everything in the morning. Otherwise, I'll be like, ooh, 10 more Juno. You know. I know, that's what everybody says. Like, I can't watch you stream anymore, dude. I just end up buying more Juno. Look, where am I wrong, though? I say this all the time. Where's the best place to buy Juno? On junoswap.com. You have to get into the Cosmos somehow, fresh for real. If you join the Telegram or just ask in the Telegram, people are happy to walk you through it, but you got to get money into the interchain, the Cosmos ecosystem. And then once you get there, it's pretty easy. But Keplr.app, Keplr.app, that's the wallet. I use a hardware wallet because I'm a security freak after I got hacked for $1 million once, as I've talked about several times. So you can use a hardware wallet, you can install Cosmos, you can connect it to Keplr, and then you just got to find a way to bridge into the Cosmos eco. And there's plenty of people that are willing to help you do that. That's because I started to see something crazy, man. I was like, oh my God, when I looked, it was like $22 and then it was $22.50. So yeah. And like, by the way, guys, I say this all the time and I'm 100% serious. I think the reason why people sometimes like listening to me is I have no problem admitting when I'm wrong, or if I've got something wrong. And so if you see a bearish case for Juno, let me hear it, because we'll either suss it out and decide together, or we'll ask Camel and the guys, are they right or wrong? And we'll appropriately manage our positions. But like, I do not see a reason to be bearish. That's right. Exactly. Camel. Right. What's the case? What is the case? I cannot find one. I can't find one. So until I do, I'll see you guys on the fucking moon, right? Like, that's what it comes down to. And you're not going to shake me out of my position otherwise. Juno's been a killer call, no doubt, especially when you take into consideration the market has been nuking and everyone in Stacked is up at least 2x. Thanks for that. That's why I do it, man. Literally, I don't get paid a dime to do this. I have fun. I like learning. I like working with you guys. We all get better. Is there a bear case for Netta? God, no. I know, Camel. That's why it's messed up. I'm like, how? Quite frankly, I'm surprised it's moving the way that it has, because like, if interchain smart contracts and the NFTs and what's going to be happening with Netta and DAO were all already out, then I'd be like, oh, fuck yeah, here we go. But like, I don't see it. Like, it's crazy. It's like, really the most bearish thing, and it's not even bearish, is like the Juno team just doesn't get the shit out on time. But they have shown zero ability. I'm sorry, they have shown 100% ability to hit shit on time. Like, they have not missed anything. They pushed the Netta drop back a month. But that was because they were testing, and everyone was like, we don't give a shit. We don't really know what it is anyway. So yeah, push it back a month. That was it. So maybe they get inundated and it's harder to get shit out. But like, as long as it happens between now and September, when there will be a naturally bullish event anyway, because there's a halving, like, how does it get bad, right? I just don't see one. So when you ask about my target, they keep on shipping shit at the rate that they presently are. They keep on collaborating and doing great things. DAO launches, NFT launches, you know, Netta and that whole system is fully spun up. This is not unrealistic to me before the end of the year. So I said it. But you know what? I mean, that's absurd. How this is not the current price of Atom is insane, okay? So let's call it $68. $68. So that's a 2.5x. Most bearish case possible for me is 2.5x from here. That's my most bearish case. So that would be what? 40, 60, 75, $80 Juno. So my target is somewhere between 75 to 207 before the end of the year. What's advanced mode? Anyway. I would love to hear what's talked about on the inside. All right. Any questions on anything not Cosmos related? I feel like we've become like Interchain, Juno maxis, but I'm happy to pull up anything you want. Somebody asked about Fold. The reason why I got out of Fold was just simply looking at TVL on Sushi when the bear market hit. So yeah, I sold actually not far off the current price, which is like 25 bucks. I think I sold it like 38. Plus EV. Yeah. Plus EV still in cash. Plus EV still in cash. But your Juno Moon case is based on not going into a real crypto bear market. No? Yeah, that's true. That's true. But like, if you joined at the start of the show, I was like, you know, until we break down from 29K, I'm not worried about it impacting other shit. So, Mark, this is the level where I think you'll see a lot. If it really breaks down, you'll see people cover their ass in a real deal. Yeah, I know. They don't have a ton of they don't have a ton of categories. Like, crypto does not fill in, but Bitcoin does, which is dumb. So I'll try to find a way to alter that. It's a good point, though. It's a good point. So, Mark, a good point. If the world comes to an end and we break down below 29K Bitcoin, yeah, nothing's safe. I don't care what it is. I still would not sell my Juno, but we will not hit those price targets. So that's the one thing we can't control. There's your bear case. And that's nothing to do with the Juno team. Closing on the lows. Sick. I mean, it's bad. It's bad out here. What do the colors mean, by the way? Does anybody know? I would like to know. We got green. We got orange. We got like a split pea color. Yeah, I agree. Yep, I'm with you. I made a joke about that earlier in the Telegram, and Blocks replied. It's pretty funny. I don't know what the colors mean. I'd like to know, though. Interesting. All right, kids. I'm going to call it. Juno's still going up because it's what it does. Marky B. Yeah, it started good. There's some good stuff in there. If you guys want to talk about the show that I was talking about earlier, please come in, join the Telegram. I'll post the link again if any of you are new. Telegram's a great place. We have, like I said, the founders of Juno are in the Telegram. Camel's there. Highlander's there. A ton of really great people that give us great info, like straight from the horse's mouth. It's also where we're talking about this new show that I was brainstorming a little bit ago. So, yeah, Mark, essentially a summary of my overall view is that Bitcoin isn't doing shit. Like, it's just hanging out in the support zone, as is Ethereum. I think Ethereum can go lower than Bitcoin, but nothing crazy yet. Nothing crazy yet. Essentially, we're just going to move sideways and have a nice little alt run, and I'm okay with that. So please join the Telegram if you'd like to. If you have an interest in the show, let me know. Oh. All right, so let me explain this. Green equals mainly receives, IBC in. Red mainly sends, IBC out, and it's scaled, so greener the more receiving than sending. So you can get an idea about where the inter-blockchain communication bonds and redemptions are happening live. That's pretty sick. I didn't know that. Well, Juno's been green for a minute. It has been green for a minute. Holy shit. I have noticed that. Oh, wow, there you go. 31,195 in is 7,900 out. Yikes. Wow. That's pretty wild. Crypto.org, just essentially nobody staying. Am I bearish on Sol? Yeah, Sol sucks. Yeah. I'll buy Sol at $25. Not 25. Maybe 65. But if not there, yeah, probably 25. So we'll see. All right, kids. I know. Kaz just continues to dilute our yield. It's brutal. Good stuff as always. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you. Camel, appreciate you popping in too, man. Yeah, bids are set at $3 on Solana. You know, if they onboarded IBC, then that'd be different. But it's our 1 minute countdown. By the way, I like to remind you guys, this outro is started from the bottom. Now we here.
4, 3, 2, 1. Word.
In some respects, it's kind of what's going on with Juno. You know, we started from the bottom. Now we here. Shit's insane. Most of you are at a double by now. Some of us are up a lot more. And we're just getting started. What? 2289. Stop it. Let me get more. Oh my God. Look at that jump. All right, guys. I'll see you in the Telegram. See you in Discord. Take care. Be safe.